Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salam ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. Amma ba'd. A beautiful question was asked regarding time management, and I'm going to read it and then offer some advice bi'idnillah ta'ala. So the questioner said, Assalamu alaikum, dear brother Khalid. I would like to seek your advice concerning time management, more specifically on how to get the most out of my time. It seems to me that you use your time wisely. You are a full-time teacher, a student, and da'i. You're an inspiring Muslim. Allah knows best. I would like to know how I can reach a high level of productivity every day. How can I avoid distractions? Is there much room for entertainment for one who wants to be pious and wants to gain more knowledge? Any tips concerning this topic would be beneficial, inshallah, until the rest of the email. So this is an absolutely imperative question, and an excellent question, which caused me to think and contemplate about my own time management. So first and foremost, indeed, I'm incredibly busy and have many activities going on, such as working on my PhD, such as teaching with the brothers at the Islamic Online University, as well as my job, which is teaching English, and the little efforts in dawah that I try to make as well as going to the gym, as well as being a family man and other activities. So I think this is the nature of life, that many of us are not blessed in the sense of being able to devote our time. For example, the imams and du'at that Allah has favored for them to be in positions to where they can devote their time and energy to dawah or what have you. But I guess getting more specifically to the aspects of advice, first, I'm not the best of examples when it comes to time management. But what I have learned is the importance of dealing with my own issues of procrastinations, because I am a professional procrastinator. But at times, I'm able, when I am determined about something, then I will go and chase it, and I will strive to achieve it. And that is an important aspect of being successful with regards to your time management. So first, for some people, they find it beneficial to make schedules, make a written schedule, and are very conscious of the time. Me, I'm not so conscious of the time, so to speak, so I could be much, much better if I were to allot time. But what I have found is that you need to, when you're determined to finish something, for example, sometimes days I will go without working on my PhD, and a real PhD student should be hours reading daily. Sometimes I go days without doing anything. But what I try to do is, if I have a doctor's appointment, sometimes in 15 minutes I achieve what I didn't achieve within a week's time. 15 minutes of just saying, no, I have to do this. I'm going to look at this issue, analyze it, and just put my thoughts on paper. Or I'm going to edit this paragraph, or whatever the case may be. So it's really about taking the time that you do have, avoiding procrastination, number one, taking the time that you have and benefiting from it, knowing about yourself how you are with time management and how you are with being productive. If you know you're good at memorizing and you're the kind of person who needs hours allotted for a certain activity, then you know about how you are. If you're a kind of person and you're very busy within your schedule, and you know that sometimes it's on and sometimes it's off, and this is more my situation. Like I said, sometimes literally I will be, going someplace, or I'm at a cafe drinking, because I like to go to the cafe and drink mochas and stuff like this. And sometimes that can be the most productive time. And sometimes it could be literally, like I said, I have to take someone to the doctor or whatever the case may be. And in 15 to 30 minutes, or the family wants to go shopping and they need to go to IKEA or whatever the case may be. And in that period of time, I'm able to really benefit. So you have to know and understand how your particular your strengths and weaknesses in time management. So one, I will say again, procrastination is enemy number one. And sometimes it's better, even though you're procrastinating and you say, no, I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to make the phone calls, get this bill paid, do this thing, whatever these activities. And what I find that is living in Muslim countries in general, but especially the Arab world specifically, is a great challenge, because you find that, as far as bureaucracy and as far as things being as we believe they should be, and being organized, is not the case. Sometimes you have your own schedule, and that's why I say another thing is not being too rigid. And this I find best for me. Sometimes I have a schedule and a program, but it just gets thrown away. Let me give you an example. The other night, I left the gym early, and for me that's another part, is keeping balance. Maybe I'll do another video and I'll actually chart it out and show you how these points, because I'm just coming off cap right now. So the other night, I left the gym early. I said I'm going to get a good strong workout, and that's how I do it. When I go to the gym, I don't get 2 hours or like I'd like to. I would love to really body build, but I don't have that luxury. So I go in 45 minutes to an hour. There's no phone, there's no nothing. I go in there, hey, I greet the people, and I'm on it. Sometimes I don't stretch. I just go to work, 45 minutes, and I'm out. So I left, and I was going to do something. I was going to go to the post office and then try to get back home so I could continue on with our series of Usul Sitta, or do something in my research. When it was close to Maghrib, and to try to find a post office for one, using Google Maps, and it took me to a far one. I went way out there. By the time I got there, it was closed. Then the adhan went for Maghrib. I prayed Maghrib. I said, okay, I lost that time, and it just killed the whole time up until Maghrib. So I said, okay, after Isha, I'm just going to go back home and see if I can get some work done. When I came out, my car wouldn't start. The battery's dead. We tried various ways of trying to jump it all the way to Isha. And I'm kind of in the middle of nowhere, very far from my home. And very difficult to find taxis, everything. So I ended up praying Isha in the same masjid. Afterwards, I went to the street, found a taxi. Anyway, long story short, got a battery. It was way after Isha. Come until 9:30, 10 o'clock. The whole night was gone, but it was a good lesson in the Qadr. So it was an actual lesson and a reminder that it isn't simply on your tongue about practicing these principles, but really patience, is when you're in that situation. So that was a lesson in the Qadr and being satisfied with the Qadr. I was, disappointed. At the same time, I had to remind myself, Qadr Allah ma sha fa'al. And it's easier when you're in a Muslim country, because then the security guy, the guy helping you, this one and this, you're in a Muslim land, you're in Saudi. So it's just, there's all kind of reminders. The security guy says, oh, the Qadr Allah ma sha fa'al, Allah wrote this, and you're saying it, and maybe the guy another guy is saying it, so it's a good reminder. The taxi driver is saying it. So this, to make a long story short, being rigid in your plan doesn't work for me. So sometimes I have loose plans, and I just operate by that. So I'm sorry I've gotten off topic, but I just wanted to give you a different perspective and a way of looking at this, that time management for everyone is different. For me, it's very important to be balanced. This is the last point I want to make. And like I said, I'll maybe make a concise video in a later time, that being balanced. So for me, it's very important to work out, to be in shape, take care of myself. As I'm getting older, I have to, I eat healthy. I'm into essential oils. I'm into, all these kind of things that I do to take care of myself, and natural treatments and stuff. Hijama, I do a lot of, get hijama done quite often. So, very important to be balanced. For me, the physical has to be in there. I've got to get in the gym 5 days a week. That's just how I do it. That's very important. After I come from the gym, then I try to do one of my projects. Either I do, because I'm teaching Bulugh al-Maram online, or I do whatever I'm doing on my YouTube, or I do something for my PhD. So, and I may not get much time. I may only get 15, 20, 30 minutes, or I may spend that time preparing. So it's about plugging and making it work, especially when if you're a family person and you've got more responsibilities, then you've got to balance more. But a person who's single, then they have much more flexibility, and they can set the rigidness. But a person who has family, maybe they have someone who's sick, they have to tend to, or they're sick, or whatever the case may be, and work and all this. So it's a balance. So it's very important to keep balance. And for me, part of that balance is my workout. That's very important. Likewise, having some time to do some reading is very important, and other activities that I do for entertainment or what have you. So I would say that it doesn't have to, it depends at what stage you are in life as well. The one who's going to seek knowledge, who's fresh and young and going to travel to seek knowledge, or it's not about age, but someone who's going to seek knowledge and they don't have a lot of responsibilities, then they can devote their time more to just seeking knowledge and doing whatever they're going to do in those activities, and sacrifice certain things. When we're in the days of really trying to seek knowledge and sitting with ulama, there was no gym there. You didn't even eat healthily. Especially living in a place like Medina, there's so many mashayikh and so many durus, and you're getting the opportunity to live with them and be amongst them. That's all you care. That's all I was concerned with. So I might go to a dars here. Oh, Sheikh so-and-so's having a dars in another masjid in after Isha. We go there. Bow. Oh, there's going to be a sitting with some of the mashayikh, specifically for the Americans at Sheikh so-and-so's house or whatever. So you're running, and that's all I cared about. But it did take a toll on my health a bit. So as the Salaf used to say, that the one who seeks knowledge, it requires ta'ab. It takes طالب العلم لم يأتي العلم براحة الجسد. That knowledge does not come by being comfortable in your body. So it depends on what you're trying to achieve. So what I would say, finally, 12 minutes later, 13 minutes later, is that set yourself some goals, understand what you're trying to achieve and where you're trying to go with it, and then you can plan and you can budget your time better to see, are you a person who's going to have time to work out or do whatever other activities that you do for entertainment? Or are you the kind of person, what you're trying to achieve is going to require full-time talib al-ilm or whatever the case may be? And we ask Allah the Almighty to accept our good and forgive our evil. Anything I said that was correct from Allah Azza wa Jalla, anything I said was incorrect from myself and the shaitan. Wa sallallahu wa sallam ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam.